Right. Let's see here. What state are we in at the moment? Sign into the old one password. Apparently it builds, which is always a good sign. Always a good sign. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, 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 it doesn't. No, not at all. I think I know why it doesn't. It's because of all those red arrows there. That would be why. Yeah, that would actually be why. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's fix those. We were trying to, yeah, we were trying to split things up into payload and subscription because we have this thing coming in from Twitch, which looks like this, with the metadata block, which I probably don't need, hopefully, a payload with a subscription, and an event. So actually the structure of it should be payload, um, which is effectively a derive deserialize struct raw switch notification payload. Don't actually know if I need that lifetime, but let's find out. Um, so what did I say? Payload has a subscription and an event. Okay. So um, so I need payload to be a raw switch notification payload. I need that to go up here. Don't know if any of this is right yet, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Lifetime is never used. Can't find raw value. Now, should I change this for JSON raw value? Yeah, maybe. Adding the bound DE. Oh, I see. Yeah. So if I do that, things get better or worse. Huh. Okay. All right. So I need to give it its own lifetime, basically. So let's go that. That's good because I don't really spend enough time thinking about lifetimes. So maybe that's what I need. Depumd, if you could be in the ads, I'll say hi to you in a sec. All right. So this was not what I needed. The trait isn't satisfied. It's not implemented. Yeah, I gotcha. So how do I actually make that happen? Hmm. Oh, you were the first subscriber. So Well, hi, how you doing? I always lose track of who's stuck in the ads and who isn't. While I generate half a cent for Bezos. Yeah, lifetimes are confusing to me. I need to learn more about lifetimes. Doing good, still on the clock, trying to get off. Right, I'm guessing it's Friday-ish for you at the moment. Looking forward to the weekend. Sooner this ad sign gets automated, the better. Getting sick of clicking it. Okay, so what do I need to do to make this happen? It seems happy with my use of the lifetime here, but not here because I assume JSON raw value already implements something that lets it do that. So let's look at how it's defined. It's just a str. Hey, Dr. Captain Sir, welcome in. How you doing? Like 9 p.m. Gotcha. Oh, that's late to be at work. You doing a night shift? Okay, I am actually going to use the magic of the Oracle to explain this error to me because lifetimes are still pretty new to me in terms of really understanding how they work, especially with nested structs. So let's find out what we can tell from this. Given the following, and we want to ask it about um, the expected store raw Twitch notification pattern. Oh, hang on, it might just be the address. No, this is just guesswork at this point, which is not good. It's not a good way to approach a problem with just recurrent guesswork. Oh, just 100 tickets at once? Harsh. So you're working like a ticket-based support desk kind of thing, where it all hits the fan at once. Oh, thanks for the alert, man. I really appreciate it. I don't have alert command yet, but I will. Lifetime and trade object type must be followed by plus. Interesting. Is this what it's talking about? I see. Meant to use a type and not a trait here. Remove the bounds. Oh, this is starting to get interesting. Okay. So the trait bound store raw Twitch notification payload deserialized is not satisfied. It's implemented for store raw Twitch notification payload, but it found an address, which I understand. I get that. That makes sense to me. But if I do this, then we have a problem because, yeah, so why don't we ask it about this version? Utility locator. Hmm. Utility locator. So you're telling people where they've got buried lines and buried gas pipes and stuff? Or have I misinterpreted what you just said? Lifetime and trade object must be followed by plus. At least one trade is required for an object type. Okay, let's find this out. Explain gas specifically. Yeah, cool. Explain lifetime and trait object must be followed by plus and suggest a remedy. Defining a struct or trait object with a lifetime parameter, but failing to specify any trait bounds or other constraints that should also be enforced alongside the lifetime. This usually happens when dealing with references to trait objects. In the given code, the issue seems to stem from the incorrect use of a lifetime in the definition. Sure. The payload is annotated with A, but it's missing information about what trait the reference type should uphold. Oh, I see. You've got to tag it. All right, I'm with you now. I'm with you now. So this becomes this, I think. Yeah. Um, Properly indicate that it carries the same lifetime as the strike level. Yeah, but the problem is, you see, that doesn't fix the problem. So the error becomes so deserialize is not satisfied. In this version, sed deserialize is not satisfied. Because it's implemented for the type but not the reference. I absolutely pay for ChatGPT 4, yes, Mr. Ray Ray. Hey, how you doing? I do. And there are many alternatives. I'm aware of that. I stopped paying for, I was evaluating both Cody from SourceGraph because I kind of liked the way you could just launch it against your own code base. That was really cool. And I was also evaluating Copilot, which we get through work. But I stopped using both of them because I didn't really feel like I was getting a lot of benefit. They can be quite useful when you're learning something, though, and that's why I still use ChatGPT sometimes, just to kind of synthesize the Google. But unfortunately, of course, it oftentimes gets things wrong. So um, since deserialize is implemented or uh, is not implemented for the reference, I don't know if that's a good way of explaining it. Or the reference type. I don't even know if that's good Rust. It should be the borrowed type, right? Let's see what it says. Usually deserialize directly into the struct, not into a reference to the struct. Nice, all the best. Love to pop by and see the progress. It's slow progress, Mr. Ray, but it is progress. I'm stubborn like that. Stubbornness is really my only redeeming quality at this point. You're trying to deserialize a JSON structure into Rust structs that reference portions of the original JSON data. Avoid data cloning for efficiency. Well, mostly I just want to avoid it because I don't want to deserialize the whole thing. So you're suggesting raw Twitch notification payload. Yes, yes, I agree with you. Okay. So tag it at the end so that you've got the lifetime there. All right, let's try that variant and then we'll see if we understand it because that's the crucial part here. May not live long enough. Interesting. Consider adding the following bound, DEA. All right. With your suggested fix, Rust complains that the lifetime may not live long enough, consider adding the bound DEA. Is that correct? Yeah. Uh, explain. And Rust, when using CERT with borrowed data, you must ensure the data you're borrowing lives as long as necessary for safe usage. This is particularly relevant when the data being borrowed comes from a deserialization source, some sort of temporary data buffer. Okay. The deserializer has its own lifetime, usually denoted as DE. Show me the DE bound. I see. Oh, consider referring to it in a field or using a marker such as marker phantom data. All right, you know what? I don't think that the Oracle is helping me at this point. I'm going to go back to the raw value stuff, wherever it is. Yeah, let's look at the raw value examples and see if we can understand a bit more about it. So we've got some struct, raw value, A, raw value. What happens when you have to nest the raw values? Box, potentially? Hmm. Let's ask the general internet a question about nested JSON raw value Z. Can SID generate a dynamically nested JSON? Any nested structs or hash maps into nested JSON objects by default? Use hash map to represent any dynamic part of your JSON. Interesting. I shall slip my tea while I ponder. Definitely lots of lifetimes floating around. Hmm. Is it really that complicated? I like that. I like the tone of this question. I feel my approach is wrong. because it really shouldn't be this complicated. Maybe the use of raw value is not correct. What if instead I attempt to explicitly define the types that I need? For example, I don't care about, we look at our template, I don't care about metadata. So let's, at least I don't care about it yet. So let's go metadata and a JSON raw value. And then let's not do this. Go back to JSON and get a basic example. I mean, partly I could just use value, but I'd rather have types if I need them. Fair enough, Sigma. How you doing? It's going okay. We're playing with deserializing a Twitch API response, and I'm reminding myself about the inner workings of JSON, or even really just the outer workings. Okay, so we nested, but we don't really care about metadata. We do care about payload. Payload is going to have an event and a subscription, and they're not going to be raw values. So let's try and proceed along those lines. Event is a raw or just a Twitch notification event, and subscription is a Twitch notification subscription. And we have types for those. Actually, not raw. Twitch notification payload. Still working on the audio sharing. The program always maxes out a co-op. Oh, still. You know, it's funny you should talk about CPUs. I noticed at the end of my stream yesterday that it was running kind of hot. it was consistently using 10 to 20% of the CPU the whole time. I think maybe because I'm spawning so many Tokyo tasks. So yeah, I probably will need to address that at some point. But it could also be just the addition of the real-time library I was using. So we'll have to track that down. Yeah, CPU's a pain. Twitch notification event and struct. Oh, let's spell Twitch right, shall we? Twitch is a hard word to type. Derive, deserialize, struct, Twitch notification subscription. I did not mean to write a stringlet wrong, but I also don't need that anymore. I don't think. Oh, no, maybe I do actually. What? There we go. Lifetime may not live long enough. I still don't think this is right. Yeah. I'm not sure how to add the bound to that field. Uh, Rust lifetime add bound to field. Interesting. You're looking at profiling. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see exactly where things are happening. I don't suppose you can do this in a struct description like I'm so not aware of the syntax here. Okay, we substituted with shorter lifetime when necessary. No, I want a code example, damn it. Debian Bullseye, the current stable version as of 2022, packages an outdated version of Rust. Oh, bummer. Should use Rust up to install an up-to-date version of Rust. Trend lifetime bounds. Right, so you can do that. AB means that A lasts at least as long as B. So a reference and A is valid wherever. Right, okay. So it's suggesting I use DEA. Oh, what are we doing lifetimes for? Well, it's a good question. Partly because I'm interested in understanding them properly, um, and I don't know the syntax properly. But also because of this issue where I'm trying to chuck a raw value in there. Actually, I wonder if I can just get away with a value. Anytime you have to use lifetimes to take a step back, I think that's very sensible, but I would at some point like to not just avoid them all the time. Uh, a leaky abstraction, yeah, yeah, totally. I thought Sir Jason provides value. It doesn't know. It does. It's right there. Sorry about the ads, won't be a sec. Well, it likes value better than that anyway. So how do they implement value? Okay. So I really don't care what's in metadata, at least not yet. Then Twitch notification event. Yeah. Trusty ad block. Nice. Well done. Okay, so I need to continue down the rabbit hole here. Subscription is just a bunch of strings, really, except for type, which might end up being an enum. Uh, doo, 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 and or a hash map. Does a channel receiver have to be mutable? Do you know it does? I tried not to, and it told me off. So somewhere here. Well, this is all rubbish, so hang on. Yeah, cannot borrow Rx is mutable as it is not declared as mutable. So I guess receive needs the borrow. Yeah, I think it probably is. It's always a question of which one to pick, right? Because there's about three different implementations of them all. Okay, so our type. Um, and in fact, we don't need this, so let's get it out of the way. Okay, so we need an ID. I don't necessarily know if I need it, but so payload has a subscription ID string status string until we decide that we want better typing for this version string cost. I guess I32 or U32 maybe. I have no idea actually. It's probably doesn't have that kind of range. Condition. This is broadcaster user ID. Do I care? I guess I care. Um, hmm. I just use standard lib until I feel I need something different. You think you're going to need Tokyo because it's uncompressed PCM audio being flung over a socket? Yeah, I think that might be a thing. I'm just going to use value here for a sec. I doubt that I need that condition. Transport method WebSocket session ID. I really don't care about that either. Just parking these to get past them until I figure out how much of this I actually need. I think the only thing I need is type channel follow. Um, so I want to say I had a type for that already. Uh, Maybe I didn't. So there's probably a type for it in, I think there's a type for it in Twitch API. It's something like channel notification v1 or something like that. I use it already. Event sub WebSocket data notification, that's not quite the same thing. Channel chat message v1 payload. So actually, I wonder if I can deserialize some of this already. Maybe I'm redoing work that I don't need. Let's have a look at this. Do I use trouble? I guess I don't because I don't know what it is. Rust trouble. Solving Rust's biggest problem. Package trouble? Crate trouble? Nope. Hard to search for. I guess that's not it. Oh, right. We're talking Vim, not Rust. Oh, it's a folk plugin. That was hard to say. I know this gentleman from something else. From Lazy and Vim, of course, and TreeSetter, although he's just working on it by the looks of things. Nice. It will jump to code when you do JK on the list. Yeah, interesting. Basically, all I do is next error or next LSP notification, uh, which kind of works. But yeah, I'll have a look. I feel like maybe I've tried it at one point. Okay, so we get broadcast user ID. Yeah, see, this is a bit different. Chat message v1 payload. What about is there just a general notification type? Hmm. Because when we use it in that context, um, we're listening to event sub and we're matching. But the current workflow calls for us to listen to event sub and store. So one option could be to do a little bit of message type detection at this point in the event subflow, and then store directing to different tables, like for example, one for chat messages, one for ads, etc. And then not everything would have to subscribe to every table. So that's an option. Window sizing is off, yes. Oh, there we go. Hmm. Forget what I made window equal to be. Hardly ever use it. I just close windows and reopen. Let's do that. All right. Yeah, so do I want to just save a generic notification type, or do I want to save specific types to different tables and alert off those? Because chances are I'm not going to need to react to ordinary messages unless they contain explicit commands. Hmm. So we match on channel chat message, channel follow, channel subscribe. Um, I mean, how much do we want to subdivide all of this? It makes sense to use the existing types that we're given so we don't have to come up with our own. That's for sure. It might be a better model than trying to store things in a sort of more generic, basic form. Plus, I think you get access to the original event, right? What else is on payload? Event subscription information, which gives you the type, event sub ID, status, cost. Oh, yeah, so it's got all of the stuff. It's just in a different format. All right, so this is actually rework. We don't want to do rework. Cool. Chances are I don't need the subscription very often. In which case, for in the example of chat message payload, we get broadcaster user ID, username, user login. None of that I care about. Chatter user ID, username, user login, message ID, don't care. Message, message type, badges, cheer. Okay, so we could store this and we can serialize it if we need to. Rust discourse group says don't use standard MPSC. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know either way. I just used the example that I had, which I was using both. I was using Tokyo Notify anyway, so I used Tokyo MPSC as well. Data's backing up because the sync socket implementation can't keep up with the audio. Okay, well maybe give Tokyo a try and see what the difference is. I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting to find out. Okay, so given the givens, maybe we now need to consider a super base migration new chat or messages. The audio recording function is sync. Oh, right. Messages, React, wow. Can't type. Label, messages, ID, I always forget the syntax. Something generated always, something. Big Int, primary key generated always, there we go. And then I don't think I care about any of the broadcaster stuff because it's always going to be pretty much this channel. Chatter user ID, again, is probably going to be a foreign key. So user ID, big int references, users ID. So we don't need username or user login unless those change, but then hopefully we'll be able to update it. Message ID. Why would I need that? Maybe for a ban? I mean, for a removing a message. I guess we'll record it. The other thing we need is it could be from either Twitch or from YouTube, so we have to coerce their types into this. Message ID, types message ID, sure. So it's going to be a string though, right? And then we got message. Now, is message, how complex a type is this? Oh, it's got string and fragments. Yeah, that could be tricky. Might need to do a bit of processing there. What is the bot supposed to do again? Basically, everything I want it to. I'm harvesting messages and events from Event Sub and storing them, and then having the bot react to subscribe to the tables that I'm writing to and react if necessary. So anything from greetings to yeah, whatever I want to do basically. Plus it should also feed the overlay as I build it out. So I can subscribe a bunch of things locally to it. But mostly it's improving my Rust and teaching me about Twitch API and Twitch in general, because these are things I don't know very much about. So vec fragment. Now, this I assume allows us to do things like the emojis, message, text, and fragment, a cheer emote, an emote. Right, so a cheer emote is like bits, I presume. And an emote and mention, right, text. Okay, so it's an ordered vec of these things. Um, and being able to highlight those. So it'd actually be better to store that. But again, how you would do that. Hmm. Or echo it to the local chat first, but then you couldn't use it to feed the overlay. Tricky. What these actually look like. Down the rabbit hole we go. The name portion of the cheer mode that you use in chat to cheer bits. The full string is the concatenation of prefix plus number of bits. Okay. When it's entered in chat, Twitch converts it to the image associated with the bits tier that was cheered. Okay. So if you wanted that to appear in any particular way, you'd have to do it yourself. But it's got bits and a tier. It might be a case of storing a whole bunch of this information as JSON-B and then retrieving it as necessary or refining it as necessary. Okay. We certainly don't want to reinvent the wheel, and if they've done all this deserialization stuff for us. Okay. So back to where I was. Yeah, we could like for anything complex like that, we could. Where was I? There. For anything complex like that, we could just store the JSON-B for it without message type. Okay. All right. Sort of wondering about using Postgres enums. I haven't really used them that much in the past. Let's have a quick look. Postgres enum versus string. Query optimization. Use a lookup table because enums are evil. Enums are definitely not evil. Yeah, it's MySQL. I don't think I care. Might be an interesting opportunity to play with Postgres enums. Often it's better to use lookup. I like them, but it's very much an optimization. Data integrity. Used to use them, but had bad experiences with it. Migrating them is a pain. Cannot easily mutate its values. Interesting. Values of that nature should be defined in lookup tables. Enums are an awkward middle thing with poor trade-offs. Maybe this is why I've never encountered them in the wild. Postgres enum versus lookup table. "13 years ago." Okay. Seems to be a fairly niche thing. I don't think I want to go that road, but also don't necessarily want to build a whole bunch of lookup tables. So why don't we store it as string until we get told not to, essentially. Um, message ID text not null. Message is probably not going to be text. The message type will be. We could store message as text and then go message JSON-B, but I think it's probably better to use JSON-B here. And then message type. Oh, where's my uh, notification? Channel chat message. Come on, show me the definition. You can do it, Rusty Analyzer. I believe in you. There we go. It only took 10 seconds. Um, all right, message type. List of chat badges. Right. It's kind of a many to many, but I don't know if I care that much. So I think we'll probably end up using JSON-B again. A lot of this, to be honest. We don't want to re-implement Twitch, I think is the goal here. Option share. The amount of bits. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Moving right along. That is effectively an int, and it can be null. Pub color can be string. Uh, Possibly not null. Manual braid. What the hell is a manual braid? Hmm. Reply. Okay. Whole bunch of detail. I don't know that I'm likely to show chat in that kind of depth. It's a question of how much you implement. It just feels a little bit too far. So we might make that, we might consider not using that at all. I don't know, do I care about the replies? I don't think I do. So let's say what we're emitting here. Um, refer channel, chat, message, v1, payload. And presumably that's from Twitch API, right? Twitch API, event sub, channel. Yeah, like that. Okay. Okay. So we're emitting broadcaster star. Shadow username. Shadow user login. Detailed message info, including emojis. Message type, badges, color, hex color, option reply, channel points custom reward ID. What? Reward ID, reward ID, ref. I don't know what that is. I would love to know what manual braid is though. Huh. Hmm. The ID of a channel points custom reward that was redeemed. Okay, well, let's go with string. And that's nullable by the look of it. Okay, let's go with sort. And commas. Okay, that looks roughly sensible. Yeah, okay. And the other thing we're omitting is the reply because too complex for chat echo. Okay, I wonder if any of these other things should be foreign keys. Maybe, maybe. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. We can play around with it. The schema is somewhat fluid at this point. So we've got yeah. So super base BB reset. In which case I probably need to remove the notifications table if we're going to go down this route of having specific tables for specific things. Which makes sense, I guess. I definitely like the idea of relying on Twitch API's deserialization. Okay, excuse me. All right, cool. So now we need one for follows, unless we want one for kind of, do we need a table for each kind of notification? Because that could take a while. But we don't need to react to everything. Let's go with follows and subscriptions. Super base migration new. What are we calling this? Follows. Create table follows. Wow. ID. Begin primary key. I forget. Generated always as identity. I can never remember that. And then we've got, I don't care about the broadcaster. This is the type channel, follow v2 payload. Omit broadcaster. User ID. Begin references users ID and follow that. Now, can I use a timestamp TZ for these? What do we get? It's RFC 3339, but is it my time or UTC or what's going on here? Let's see. Twitch event sub timestamps UTC. All timestamps are in RFC 3339 and use nanoseconds. Good to know. But are they UTC? Date that Twitch sent the notification. I guess they're UTC unless I know otherwise. Let's go with timestamp TZ anyway. And we'll figure it out. I always default to TZ. Do I want to default? I don't want to default because it's not now. Yeah, that should do for now. Display name, user ID, username. Okay. So yep, we can go ahead and apply that. Don't recreate Twitch. Don't recreate Twitch. Don't recreate Twitch. Try not to recreate Twitch. Oh, what did I do? I'll comment. Damn, I'm a comma. Still a problem. Add only a colon. Oh, whoops. Oh, geez. Eventually I get things right. There's never been a really good SQL LSP that I've found that lets you know about errors like these. Okay, and then we'll go with migration, new subscriptions. What are you doing? Okay, and then we're referring to too many files open. Channel, subscribe, V1, payload. A Met broadcaster. His gift would be useful, yep. I have this memory that Postgres just does that with like a U6 or something stupid like that. Small int. Actually can't remember. Just Boolean? Fair enough. User ID, yep. Subscription tier. Now that's probably going to be a string for now. Yeah. And then we'll get rid of followed at for sure. That can go. Doesn't have a timestamp on it. That's kind of weird. Uh, we might go with created at. Updated at. And do I need to delete it at? Seems kind of excessive. Yeah, I guess delete it at. Uh, right. Is gift tier user ID. Yeah, that seems okay. Anything else? Hmm. Yeah, seems all right. Check that one. Superbase DB reset. And a slip of tea. And turn the notifications on my phone off because they're annoying. Okay. So now we got tables. We got tables. Um, blah, 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 blah. So that gives me three things I can react to. I want the other one. I want add notifications so that I can automate that. So let's find out what those are. Um, if I look at the notification type, is that going to tell me? As event subscription payload. I feel like it'd be faster if I use docsrs for this. And we're looking for add, ads. No, add the, no, damn. What else would it be called? Let's just have a quick search through the code base. Source, event sub, channel, event, stream, or user. Channel, charity campaign, chat, goal, hypertrain, poll, shield mode. What about update? Nope. Let's try ads. Ad schedule. Get ad schedule. Event. User runs a mid-roll commercial break or automatic. Oh, here we go. Channel ad break begin or snooze next ad. Ad break begin. Okay, channel read ads, channel manage ads. So I need to add scopes, so to speak. Um, hmm, can I do, for example, channel, uh, what did I say? Ad break begin. Yes, channel ad break begin. API event sub channel, channel ad break begin. Okay, cool. So let's, first of all, let's actually react to it or add a block for it. I wonder what the notification would be for like the warning that it's about to happen. And we may as well request the scopes for it while we're at it. Which is channel read ads, channel manage ads. I might look up the actual scope. Channel manage ads, channel read ads. There we go. I don't think I need channel manage ads. I need read. Okay. And then in addition to that, we need to go back to event sub, which is now called incoming. Possibly not a good rename. And create the subscription. So it's going to be channel, what did I say? Ad break begin. And who knows, is it a broadcaster user ID or not? Apparently it is. Okay, cool. All right, so channel ad break begin. So we got that one. And I've requested the scope for it, and that should be enough. Get rid of the ban messages once, they're just taking up space. Nice, okay. Don't need that, don't need that. So, is there a difference between the notification that an ad break's about to begin and the ad break beginning? I'm guessing there is. How is that not there? It must be in the unpublished version. Sun is right in my eyes, and I can't see which one is which one is the. Ah, here we go. Snooze ad schedule. Channel ad break begin. What about channel ad break about to begin? Hmm. Hype train, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. What's channel update? Hmm. Oh, ad break begin gives us enough anyway to get going. We can put our little, oh, so is there a channel ad break end? Let's find that out. Channel ad break end. No, maybe it's got the time on it and you just have to write a timer. Yeah, duration seconds. Okay. All right. So do I care enough? It seems pointless to store ad break notifications in Superbase. I should just react to them as they come through. Question is, where would you run the timer? Oh, speaking of ad breaks. Oh boy. Yeah, this is why we need a bot. Uh, yeah, so payload has duration seconds started at is automatic. It's almost like we need a queue for things that we need to do with OBS and just dump something on the queue. But that's yet another Tokyo task. Oh, I don't know how far down that rabbit hole I want to go. I just don't know. I mean, is it just going to kill my CPU eventually? I think this is entirely possible. It's automatic, started at, in duration. Yeah, so it feels like, would you switch this scene or would you just turn on one of the sources? Well, that's the OBS problem. We'll deal with that later. All right, let's not write it to the database. Let's just listen to the event. So we need to deal with here the things we're writing to the database. We're going to get rid of all these notification event things. We're going to remove the notifications table. So that's going to be Superbase migration new remove notifications. And that should be easy because it's empty, at least I hope it is. So it's going to be drop table notifications, I hope. Might not be as simple as that, but let's find out. Wow, typing much. And we wait, and we don't find out if we screwed up until the end of the process. Because computers. Oh, nice. Okay. So, by the way, if I just connect Postgres, Postgres at Postgres at localhost 5 4. What do they use? DB URL 54322. Okay. GT. So follows messages, subscriptions, and users. All right. Simple. Cool. So that's that. Then we get rid of all the stuff because we're going to use the built-in types instead, which is a much more sensible approach. And it makes me very happy to delete them. Whoa, what happened there? Oh yeah. Store right command. It's just such a bad type name. Okay, so I don't need that. Oh, Rust Analyzer, you're so slow. And am I really not using PG Pool? Oh yeah, Rust Analyzer just gives up, essentially. I can't analyze this man's code. It's not possible. Yeah, we're in the wrong place. Rust Analyzer, I hope you know that. Rerun. Nope, okay. Okay. Follow v2 payload. All right, let's go back to store. And let's go. Pool's unused. I don't think it will be for long. Well, let's command receive. Oh, wait. So I'm actually starting to think that entity should be one of those channel notification types because that would let us just know immediately what kind we needed to. And the payload shouldn't be a string. In fact, maybe the payload should be that. Interesting. Okay. Let's get rid of, what is that type? What is notification? Oh, that's the enum. Duh. I think, I don't know that that's going to work, but let's go with it anyway for now. The payload should be, look at incoming. Event channel follow v2. So it's going to be a Twitch API event sub event. Yeah, but it's going to be the payload. So Twitch API event sub channel. Can it take like any payload? How does this actually work, this horrendous destructuring block that we've got? How does it actually work? So we start with payload, which is an event, event sub, event, event. And event is an enum, so we get channel chat message v1. And the payload from that is a payload E, where E is event subscription and clone. And that has a message, and the message is a notification channel chat message v1 payload. Yeah. I don't quite know what the best way to pass them is. I'm actually thinking it might be best to have a different type of message to send through the channel for each different thing. But let's go with the chat message v1 payload first. So I can see making this a generic for sure. I just don't quite know how I would go about it. Like, can I go back up the chain a little bit and use this type, which is an event sub payload? But what would E be? The generic rabbit hole. How could I pass any one of these payloads to via the struct such that I could use them when I was adding a row to the database? Not 100% clear on whether or not I actually could. Which means you might end up with something akin to pub struct store message payload channel chat message v1 payload, etc. Hey, Protein, how you doing? Oh, we need to get rid of those. I hate those. Virtual text for lose. But then you would have to allow it to receive any one of maybe 3 or 4 types via the channel. Hanging in there. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That sounds suboptimal. Not that you should always have to be optimal. I'm just saying. How is your I can say your bloody game because I mean your bloody game as in it contains blood in in large quantities. Definitely suboptimal today. I'm sorry to hear that. Just one of those Fridays or potentially one of those Thursdays. I forget where you are. I mean, one of those Saturdays. It can't be a Thursday. That's impossible. So I can't use payload because it's going to ask me for the generic, right? Thankfully, not a frequently repeating problem. I'm glad to hear it. I hope that it swiftly resolves whatever it is. Game is going okay. You now have, oh, you now have more time to work on it. Right. Should I should I infer from that that some kind of dramatic life event has occurred, which may not necessarily be good? Yeah, this can't possibly be true. Yeah, you can't use the placeholder, so it would effectively be a T, right? Yeah, yeah, this is not right. This is me playing guesswork. Um, I think I need the Oracle to give me some advice on generics. It's what I'm thinking. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds hard and it's never fun. But I hope whatever has happened, you're still doing okay. At least, if not now, then you will be. I think the question I want to ask is, you'll carry on. What else? What else can we do? V1 payload or channel follow V2 payload. Can be achieved using traits. Hang on. Prevalent in event handling or messaging systems, which is exactly what we're dealing with here. Handling for a chat message event, but it's clear you are looking for a way to generalize this to handle different types of payloads without knowing their exact types in advance. Can be achieved using traits. You would define a trait that all these payload types implement. Define a trait for common behavior. Implement the trait for each payload type. I can't really do that. Oh, well, maybe I can. Can I implement a trait for a library I don't control? I guess I can. Okay, interesting. Now struct foo can hold a trait object to work with any kind of payload without knowing the exact concrete type. Boxstone payload. Allocate it on the heap since size is unknown at compile time. Fair enough. Um, if I define the trait, yes. Hey, Thoragi, how you doing? You're you're witness to me struggling with Rust as usual. Uh, process payload. Sure. Okay. I mean, I can see the appeal. This is hideous. Certainly that is wrong. And we can't just use payload. Although I'm starting to wonder if they have implemented these traits also, and I just need to find the right one. Hmm. So essentially, you would be doing something like import store writable for um, channel chat message v1 payload, and then define a write message or something like that. And then this becomes right. Something similar to that. What am I trying to solve? So the Twitch API library, which I'm using, defines a bunch of types, which are essentially ways to deserialize Twitch API messages or event sub messages, which are these, the most common of which is channel chat message. Um, and that gives me a bunch of information that I can use, some of which I'd like to store. The event sub task is running on a separate Tokyo task, and so is the thing that writes to the database. So they're on different tasks. Um, and I was seeing if I could send a message via a channel from one task to the other saying, hey, could you store this thing? Um, that's possibly overcomplicating things. Maybe I can just write it from the event subtask. But it would be interesting to me to see if it was achievable or even practical to have the Postgres stuff running on its own task. So that's where I was working with, and therefore I have a uh, where are we? A receiver, an MPSC receiver, um, which takes a type, and I was just trying to figure out how to allow it to receive various different payloads for the different messages that Twitch is sending. And I may be wildly overcomplicating things. It's been known to happen before, so I have a bunch of different Tokyo tasks running at the moment. I noticed my CPU was really spiking last night, so well, spiking over its usual 0. Doesn't Twitch already have an enum of those? You're matching them with a match. Yeah. So um, my question is how I can pass any one of them to to my other task via a channel, um, because the receiver asks you to specify a type, obviously. So I'm not quite sure what the idiomatic Rust approach for that kind of thing is. The type is the enum type. So the type is, if I can find the right buffer, that's not it. So message notification, you're saying, in this case, or event, because it's nested, so event channel chat message, or just event for that matter. This is a horrendous nested destructuring. Event, right. So your thought is that I could just send the event. Let's see if we are correct in that. So which one is it? It's that one, I think. Let's get rid of this. Rust Analyzer very slowly decides to play ball. Okay, so you're thinking that I can do that and then match based on the one I receive. Huh, that would be so much simpler. Interesting. Okay, so this becomes EV, and then potentially we end up with some code duplication because we have to do another match block, but that's okay. So match EV and, for example, this. These are not known types. Oh, yep. Right. Sensible. How about we actually copy the whole thing? All right. So we could still do things like that. It does seem silly to, well, in fact, we could shift the matching from where it is now in Event Sub to here, um, and just process things here, since we're going to be storing it all anyway. Okay, I can get with this. This is making sense to me. This is making sense. Payload is not that one. Ah, so many similarly named types, but it's this one. Come on, Rust Analyzer. You can do it. I believe in you. Not that one. Message is a bad type name. Event sub message. There we go. Yep. Spin up, fans. Spin up. You can do it. What is up with Rust Analyzer? I know, right? Um, it's pretty bad. I couldn't tell you exactly why it's being this slow. Normally it isn't slow. Maybe it's the particular combination of libraries I'm using. Okay, so channel is event sub channel. Uh, oh yeah, you can put self, that's right. Yeah, it's pretty slow. I need to find out why that is. Sorry about these foolish ads. Oh, I left the ads time up from the last time. See how badly I need a bot? This is the kind of trouble that I'm dealing with. Oh, it's so slow. Yeah, no, I definitely can't. What's the deal here? Uh, yeah. Create store event sub channel chat. Really? That can't be right. Okay. I think actually we're going to kill this and let good old RA start again. See where it gets to. Really? It's unused? Oh yeah, because right. There we go. That's better. Yeah, this time we're turning the ad sign off. It's almost no point in putting it up at the moment. Okay, yeah, non-exhaustive, totally reasonable. Understand you completely. And what am I using? Not implemented. I am just assigning it to a value. No, I'm just returning okay. All right, fair enough. In fact, I'm doing nothing whatsoever. And unused. Okay. Now this store at command doesn't exist anymore. So we might end up having separate functions for writing different tables. And event will be reptile run 3. It is in fact the BASI. I think there's only one. I mean, there's count BASI. There's a completely different kettle of fish. There's this guy, the original, the first, the one and only. But for now, I guess I'm the BASI in this limited Twitch context. How you doing, Reptile Run? Um, okay, so we would accept a channel chat message v1 payload, and that is now EV. And we're probably not going to need to deserialize now. This was old code. In fact, we're going to need to serialize to some extent. The Debussy. What is it? Something done fawn. I learned about this in at music school. Debussy fawn. Afternoon of a Faun, prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun, but how do you say it in French? Prélude à l'après-midi d'un faun. That was terrible, and I make no apologies for it. Um, all right, so these are just unused warnings. Okay, cool. Uh, I thought, right, so if we get one of these messages, I don't want to destructure it anymore, or do I? I don't. I want to just pass it off to the function, let the function sort that out. So what's the actual syntax for that? If I just want, can I do this? Or am I just being ridiculous? You're doing pretty good. Nice. Hang on, we're in two different destructures here and it's very confusing. Where's the match to this? Okay. I don't think this is how I do it, but what happens if I just want the payload? Um, and then effectively want to pass it to, what did I say it was? Write message or store message. Uh, what am I coding? We're working on a kind of an overall bot system for taking event sub notifications from Twitch and storing them in a Superbase database, which is essentially just Postgres but with some real-time stuff plugged in. Um, and then using a bot token to send messages back to Twitch, but also potentially driving an overlay, which I've yet to build. So we're at the very beginning stages, and it's frightfully frightfully raw and new and not pretty to look at because we're learning at the same time. This is what happens. So and pull and p. I guarantee you this isn't correct. I just want to kind of structure it in my head. Okay, sure, yeah, you're right. There isn't a subscription. Right. So how do I destructure to the point where I get the message only if it's a channel chat message v1 payload? I want the payload. I just don't want specific fields from within the payload. And I think I've got the wrong syntax. Let's back up. Well, hang on. Let's grab that and then back up a step. So we can get specific fields this way. But how do we get the whole payload as a value? into this closure. Nested destructures, man, confusing. Um, I think I need to know more about Rust destructuring. RBE, destructuring structures. Boo, blah, blah. What am I doing exactly? Um, so we have an event, which is this thing, which looks scary. Um, it's essentially could be any one of a number of things that Twitch wants to tell us about. Um, if it's a channel chat message v1, this part of the match block will run. In other words, the bit in between there. I know you already know this, I'm just trying to explain it out loud. Um, we destructure in to get the message out of the payload. What I don't completely understand is how do I get the entire payload? Oh, wait, yes, I think I do. Do I? I think I can just pass the message, right? Uh, can I just do this? Well, let's start with a print. Oh, okay. After typing down, yeah. If payload and message have the same attributes. So I think that type inference is about to save my ass, but I could be wrong. Let's go with store message and pull and message. Wait. Oh, right. I didn't change the name. Aha. Now we're talking. All right. So it's expecting a channel chat message payload. It's getting a message channel chat message for one. All right. So I think I need to still destructure further, but I'm not completely sure I understand how to get that type. Um, hmm. So channel chat message v1 has a payload. Ah, this is confusing. Okay, we can do this. It's this block. So channel chat message notification. So we're matching. Message is a message notification. Okay, Reptile Run. Thanks for stopping by and braving the fearsome rust. We appreciate you. I think I can just go another step down. What happens if I do message notification? Uh, does that become available then? Surely not. I think I'm just making it up as I go along. Oh, wait, did I just accidentally get it right? I think I did. So N is now a channel chat message v1 payload. Yes. All right. Okay. So how does that work? We match EV. EV can be a channel chat message v1. If it is, we destructure into payload message. So if we go to the definition here, it's payload channel chat message v1. And that is oh boy. Okay. The message can be a message notification N, and N is okay, so let's make this even more obvious. Message payload. Message payload. And then we can now call out function with channel chat message v1 payload, and therefore print, for example, EV chat chatter username. Maybe I can't yet. Nope. Oh, what did I say? Oh, three T's. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, confirmed. We do have the right type. Excellent. I'm not going slightly balmy. Well, I am, but for other reasons. Okay. Cool. We have a thing. We have a thing that works. So we don't need to deserialize the event. We do need a query, but it's not going to be a notification query because we've created a new table. So let message equals SQLX query, insert into messages, and then we want messages schema. So let's go with this. Insert into messages. ID we don't need. Badges. How about we spell badges correctly? Channel points. Custom reward ID. With these multi-line blocks, I can format pretty much however I like, can I? Let's try this. Cheer, color, message, message ID, message type, user ID. And then we're going to need a bunch of different values. So let's see here. Because we've made some decisions based on what we think we're going to need in the table as opposed to what's actually in the payload. So let's go, we don't need that anymore, so we can go, wait, how many JSONB values do we have? 1, 2, all right. So badges, we have JSONB for because it's a little complex. So, and message, because that's like a deeply nested struct, well, a fairly nested struct. Okay, All right, so how do we get these values out? Um, some of them are going to be easy. They will just convert, I think. So, wait, how does this work? Where's the insert example that I need? Here we go. Right, values n1, n2, etc. Cool. Um, it's probably a cool Vim way of doing this fast, but I can't think of it right now. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. First time I've used SQL X. I've used SQL C with Go. That's really cool, but I haven't used SQL X before. Um, yeah. And how do you provide the values? Blah, blah, blah. Fetch one, await, pull. Fetch one, pull, await. How do you provide the values? I assume there's a bind of some kind. Hmm. Oh, I see. Here we go. After the string. Okay, so let's look at the query. You just provide them all, one after the other. Cool. All right, I think we can do that. Um, so let's go. One is badges JSON B. We'll placeholder that. Two is channel points custom reward ID. I should be able to provide that just straight. So let's try that. EV channel points custom reward ID. What else have we got going on here? Three is what is three? Cheer. What's cheer? An int. That should be easy too. Rust Analyzer is not happy with me right now. Then we got color, message. We will need to convert some of these. Maybe I'll just put placeholders here. So like the first one is badges. And I mean, I could destructure this, but let's just not go there right now. Message, which needs to be JSON B, message ID. And yeah, some of these will need to be deserialized from their current types. Serialized from their current types. EV message type and user ID. And user ID may need to be a lookup. So let's think about what we need to do to get these values. This is a query or potentially a transaction. Lookup existing user or add new. Essentially an upsert. Message type will need, I think, serialize. I have to look up whether SQLX will just automatically serialize. Message ID should just go straight in. Serialize. Actually not sure. Cheer is an int that should go straight in. Channel points custom reward ID. That is, I can't remember what that is. Uh, channel points, custom reward ID, option types, reward ID. I'm going to go with serialize, maybe. And we'll try. And badges is serialized for JSON B. Okay, how badly have I screwed up so far? I'm assuming I have to await this, right? Yeah. Fetch all, pull, await. Oh, that's list to-dos. Where was the insert? Values, returning ID, fetch one, wait. All right. I don't really care about returning that much, but I can go returning ID, that's fine. And then we go fetch one, pull, await. Pesky ad break. During the ad break, I will shall make a cup of tea because it's desperately required. Right then, that's that app break done with. Cup of tea acquired. Must put jersey on, getting cold. Ooh, oh boy. Okay, hope my audio is okay, by the way. I've lost two. I've lost one auction for a microphone and I won another one, but the seller ghosted me. So secondhand microphone market is it's bad, you guys. It's quite hard. I'm struggling to find one. Oh, it sounds okay. Thanks. I'm told my sibilants are bad. My T's and my S's. Either that or I have a lisp. I'm not sure which one. Probably both, for that matter. Okay. So how many problems have we got now? All of the problems? Set database URL to use query macros in line or run cargo SQL X prepare. Huh. I thought I had set database URL. Store URL. You're fighting Google Docs and you hate it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait, are we talking about Google like documentation or are we talking about Google Docs, the thing? Because either one of those could be quite strenuous. Oh yeah, I don't need that anymore. The thing, right? Yeah, totally. I feel that way anytime I have to use Confluence. For some reason, when I have a full-size image, it decides to make an extra blank page. Yeah, paging, man. So fiddly. Can't get rid of the extra page. Must be some kind of page size setting or something. I don't know. So let's get rid of this comment. I feel like we've got most of the useful information out of it. And then this is complaining about database URL. Okay, so to use query macros online or run cargo SQL X prepare to update the query cache. Let's try that. Interesting. Let's get this error. Set database URL to use query macros online. Let's look at our documentation. So I haven't used SQL X in Angular before, but it does look like the kind of thing I enjoy. As in, not an ORM, just a query, just a Postgres API. I've already done the Tokyo thing, haven't I? I think I have. Connect. Oh, no, I already did that. Max connections 5. That might be a good idea, actually. Make a simple query to return the given parameter, blah, blah, blah. Let's look for database URL. The database URL environment. Wait, what? Oh, this. We can use the macro to achieve compile time syntactic and semantic verification with an output to anonymous record type where each SQL column is a Rust field. Okay. The input or bind parameters must be given all at once. The output type is an anonymous record. The database URL environment must be set at build time to a database which it can prepare queries against. Right. So that's like SQL C in a way. Must be the same kind and have the same schema. Interesting. The biggest downside is that the output type cannot be named due to Rust not officially supporting anonymous records. To address that, there is query as. So if I don't want to have a completely separate preparation DB, I do what? Query. Yeah, like this. Okay. All right, let's just see how this works out in code. I think we can do away with this now. Yeah, so instead of doing that, we do this. Wait, did I get that right? Yeah, takes one argument, but not, okay, right. Yeah, so you just run that, then you bind it to a thing. Um, how do you do that with inserts? Map row, PG row, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go to docs.rs again, and we're looking for SQLX. Query macros, query as macros, blah, blah, blah. Do I need to see the example? Prepared statement, returned by query, where database, and bind. I don't know. Maybe I should be using the macro and just create a separate database. Rust SQLX query versus query. That's not going to work. Statically check SQL query with println style syntax. Yeah, but I have to have a database. So I have to create a copy of it. I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess. It's just a pain in the ass to maintain it. A slip of tea is required. So if I was going to do that, super base shadow database. Oh, maybe there is one. That'd be great. It is getting more and more common. PGSQL uses it too. Not PGSQL, PostgreSQL. The shadow database is created by applying migrations in local superbase migrations directory. That page obviously doesn't exist anymore. shadow. Oh, damn. About the shadow database. That's for Prisma. How to use it with Prisma. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Get the connection string, cloning the starter project, configuring. What about the shadow? Doesn't even mention it. Damn. I mean, I can just create one using the other one as a template, but it'd be nice if there was some kind of automated method for maintaining a shadow. I might actually ask in the Superbase Discord, but I won't do that right now. Um, okay, so let's do that. Let's go Postgres create shadow database. I'm used to using the template ones, but mhm. Shadow tables. Hmm. With template, right. Um, let's try that. PG CLI create database Postgres shadow with template Postgres owner, right? Yeah, owner Postgres. See how badly it hates that being accessed by other users. 9 other sessions. What? How are there 9 other sessions? So this is the whole Docker Compose stack using the database, obviously. Um, all right. So I would I would have to take down um, every other Docker container except for Postgres. That's pretty annoying. Um, is there a way around that? Source database is being accessed by other users. Yeah, restart it and log on again. Can you ignore? You could, uh, I don't think you can. Disconnect the other users and rename it. I bet they would. I bet they would come back again. But let's try. Uh, let's give it a crack. Let's see how hard these sessions are to get rid of. Um, oh, messy. Uh, let's go with. Oh, there's a format thing for this, right? I think it's X. Is it X? Yeah, there you go. PID 159. So if I tried to kill that, oh, there you go. try that. Except that we're talking about Postgres, right? Just kill every session, please. No. All right. All right. I give up. I wonder if I could run the migration against a different database name, or I could just dump it and reload it. But God, there's got to be a better way of maintaining a shadow. Surely. Um, I wonder if you can do it just straight from the interface. So table editor, home, SQL editor, database, new table certainly. Can I back it up? Replication. No, that's different. No. Migrations, indexes, storage, real time. Hmm. Yeah, not seeing it. I could just dump and reload it, I guess. So PG dump. Tell me PG dump. Thank you. DB name, blah, blah, blah. Show me an example. Show me an example. Thank you. PG dump, blah, into foo, and then reload it. All right, let's try. PG dump, assuming I've got it floating around on the system. It's been a while. Oh, wait. I'm assuming I need to provide a Postgres URL, right? So it's going to be more like PG dump into dump SQL. Okay, permissions denied. Query was locked table and access share mode. God damn it. Supabase has set it up so that it's really tricky. Okay, let's find out Supabase backup and try that. And access daily backups. PG dump all. Sure. Schedule backups in the data in the dashboard. I assume that that's not available locally. Storage? No. Uh, what about local backup? Supabase local backup. Mm -hmm. So, oh wait, why would we need the migrations? We don't need the migrations. And that's the table that's giving us problems. Right. So I only wanted, so why, where is schema migrations even? So what was the error again? Permission denied for table schema migrations. I don't even see schema migrations. Huh. Superbase permission denied for table schema migrations. Yeah, had the flag schema public. Oh, nice. That makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Schema equals? Yeah, let's try that. Hey, that's much better. Okay, just check that we've got something sensible looking. Looks sensible to me. Um, and then we're going to want to restore. I always forget. It's something about pSQL. I just forget what it is. pSQL d blah f. All right. Just hang on. We probably could do it with PGCLI. Actually, don't know. SQL. Oh no, we don't want to restore it there. We want to create. We want to create another database. Uh, yeah. Okay. So we do need. Yeah. Create database Postgres shadow uh, owner Postgres. All right. Now we can do it. pSQL d Postgres shadow f dump SQL. Error must be role of Superbase, member of role Superbase admin to do what? Alter default privileges. I wonder if that's going to be sufficient. I mean, it's there. It can be empty too, so we could go truncate table users. Yes, I would like to run a destructive command. Oh, can't write because of foreign constraints. So what's uh cascade? All right, cool. Emacs mode, I love it. How dare you? I don't want Emacs mode. How dare you? Okay, now we have a shadow database. So I can add that to our environment variables, or I could just export it. Um, do you have to export it to the environment, or can you, for SQLX, or can you just pass it? SQLX database URL. I see. There's quite a bit you can do with SQLX CLI. That's kind of cool. I wish they'd chosen a more specific environment variable though. Database URL could be anything. Okay, let's try the docs.rs version of this. Database URL. Any connect options database URL. So is there a set database URL? There's a get database. Can I do it using, I really don't want to put it depend on an environment. Well, I want to depend on an environment, but I want to import it into the program. Um, hmm. So what about query? Query as, query blah, macro SQLX query. Create feature macros only. I wonder if it's available as a, let's just check this here. Let's go to there. Set database URL to use query macros online, or run cargo SQLX prepare. All right, so let's see if it's available as some kind of option. No. How do I specify the value I want to use? Any connect options. This is probably for the main database URL. Is there any kind of shadow? No. Well, that's frustrating. How do I do this? Let's go back to the README, see if we can figure this out. SQLX, GitHub, Rust. Okay. Where's my query macro? Query as. I could have done it that way, I suppose, but nah. Compile time verification. The database URL must be set at build time to a database which it can prepare queries against. For convenience, you can use an env file to set database URL so you don't have to pass it every time. Right, so like that. The output type cannot be named. Is there such a thing as setting an environment variable at runtime without using env? I particularly want to. This is .env. But I suppose I could implement .env. Actually, does clap read from env files? I don't particularly like env files for some reason. Tell me how it works within files, if it does, in fact, work within files. Doesn't look like it does. Wait, can you do that? Env set var. That'd be pretty handy. I didn't know you could do that. But is that just for this program's env, or is it for every env? That can't be right. Standard env set var. Invoking it can cause undefined behavior. Yay. Safe to call in a single-threaded program. This is not a single-threaded program. Oh boy. Okay, no. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call it each time using the environment variable until I make a decision about env files. Or I could just implement an env file. No, we're going to call it that way. So our value is going to be this. Use of query micro requires database URL. Therefore, op run cargo run and database URL equals how do I get rid of the error? Cargo SQL X prepare maybe. Postgres shadow. I don't think Cargo SQL X prepare is going to work. No such command SQL X. Cargo SQL X prepare. Enable offline mode. All commands require that a database URL is provided. Ah, oh, confusing. Confusing. How? What does offline mode actually mean? To avoid the need of having a development database around to compile the project, enable offline mode to cache the results of the SQL query analysis. Yeah, I don't want that. I have a database. So does that mean that Rust Analyzer is actually checking the existing value of database URL right now? Because that would be weird. Hmm. Is there really no way we can provide the value inline? Maybe as a argument to connect. Because it just seems weird to me. Spelling. Yes. Hmm. The moment you're committing an env example file. Hmm. I guess I just have to do that. It's frustrating. All right. Rust.env. I give. I give cargo add dot env. Do I need the clap feature? Features, features, features. Where are my features? Really? You've got a feature, but you're not going to tell me about it. Because I'm already using clap, so if you've got one, I'd like to know about it. Show me your cargo. That's not really that helpful. All right, it depends on clap, and that's it. Very confusing. All right, let's ignore that for now. How do I invoke it? enable .env when the application starts. I can do that. .env, okay. All right, let's give it a go. That is apparently all we need to do. Cool. Okay. So now I need an end file consisting of database URL. And I assume that I still had the right thing in my my buffer. I'll just check that off screen. Not that it's a secret. Oh yeah, okay. So you can see that. There is nothing flash in there. Cloak toggle. Shadow. Okay. Is Rust Analyzer smart enough to know that I've done that? Nope. Prod micro panicked message. Either the runtime async standard. I wonder if I actually build it, if it'll help. Let's do that off screen. Oh, here we go. It's a different error. The runtime async standard or runtime Tokyo. Well, we definitely want Tokyo. So let's go with cargo and what package am I talking about? SQLX. Oop. Runtime Tokyo. Rebuild and tell me what else I need to do. All right, cool. Yeah, many, many mismatch types. All right. So if I want it to be a JSON-B, I've got to pass a value. Cool. Let's get rid of those messages because they're spammy. Expected a value. All right. So how do I use search JSON? I need to remember all the specifics of this. It's going to take me a while. ToString, possibly. Either toString or toValue. Sed JSON connect to convert to value, serialize to value. Hey, Flavius kid, how you doing? Hope you've had a good day. Sed JSON value to value. Okay. See if this actually works. Be impressed if it does. That's results. So it's going to be, we'll unwrap for now, but obviously we don't want to do that long term. I am struggling through my Rust async stuff, but I'm getting there. It's a mission, but I'm learning heaps, so that's good. I feel like I'm picking up a lot about not only Rust but the Twitch API. I'm just getting that fluency back with Rust because I didn't really have it. I still have to check a lot of things, but yeah. Oh, you just woke up, so not much happened today. Well, that it's 5:11 in the afternoon here, so serialized. So this one's it's complaining that it wants option and string, and it's got option reward ID. Yeah, so I think we're going to want Possibly, wonder if I can serialize it as is using Sid, JSON, toString, like so. I doubt. I strongly doubt it. Interesting, it works. I don't know that that will work long term, but we'll give it a crack. 8:11 in the morning, right? Uh, that means you're not in the UK, and that's about all I know. I don't want to geolocate you. Okay, so it's looking for an option I-32. Again, I ought to be able to set JSON to what? To vec to writer. I don't want to string though, do I? Possibly. I think we'll have to do a bit of experimentation to get this right. Right, so that's definitely not what we want. Serialized to number, effectively. So set JSON serialized to number. Oh yeah, maybe I can do as U64 or something like that. If the number is an integer represented as U64. So, well, like Romania, interesting. I have never been to that part of the world. I've been to Turkey once for a conference. That's about it. Yeah, so how do I get from this the deserialized type to a serialized number? Probably implements a trait, and I'm probably overcomplicating it. Serialize an enum to a number. Enum number. Oh, that's so tiny. Two-string and nums. I see. So it is two-string, but it's expecting an integer. How do I get the number out of the type? Let's look at what type we're dealing with first. It's an option chair, and I want, wow, no. Take that away and give me this type here. Pub bits usize. It derives deserialize. And serialize. I wonder how it would serialize it though. Maybe it's serializing it into a string and I get like a JSON string with an object with one field kind of thing. Maybe I need to print it out. I don't even know if I'm buildable at this point. Oh, maybe we should. Let's go with this. Let's create like a little tester function. What we want is print, and the value we want to print is badges. And then we get EV badges. Oh, wait. So JSON value to value, EV badges, unwrap. Of course, this isn't going to work because, right, the only thing is we haven't got one provided to us. Although I suppose I could just run it and then run it against chat. I've never got to UK. Furthest you've been is Germany. Yeah, nice. I've never been to Germany. I've never been to the UK for that matter. Never been anywhere. Australia. I'd like to go to Japan. Sounds like fun. Um, okay, so let's try just spitting out a few of these values. So one of the ones we're wondering about is EV cheer. So let's go with EV cheer. And instead of to value, we'll use to string and unwrap. Oh, what did I do? Oh, right, it's not in value. Oh no, I'm not from the UK. Do I sound like I'm from the UK? No, I'm in New Zealand. The only reason I mentioned the UK was because I often cross paths with the UK streamers because they're starting as I'm finishing, kind of thing, and vice versa. Well, no, it's pretty rare for me to be starting when they're wrapping up. They're about 12 hours apart, sometimes 13. Okay, is this better? Oh yeah. Okay, so that should, in theory, run. I wonder if the program's buildable at this point. Might be, or it might just fail horribly. No, it's going to fail horribly. um, all right, so we got some problems with, yeah, okay. Let's go to incoming and correct some errors here. This is going to be, this is going to be, oh, okay, you mentioned UK. Yeah, totally. Sorry, I led you astray there. That's going to be an event. Some people say that I've got a slightly British accent, but I think that's just because they're used to not used to listening to people from New Zealand. Okay, expected channel subscribe payload found. Oh yeah, so that needs to be add break begin. Still an error. What did I say? Channel add break begin v1 payload. Yeah, Viva la dirt, my dude. I love that. I love those guys. Are they based in New Zealand or Australia? I haven't figured that out. I think it's New Zealand. I don't have the British accent. Okay, good. Pleased to hear it. Um, you can't find that. That's because I haven't imported it yet. That's why. What's unused? Really? I don't know that it is, but okay. Okay, so that potentially might build. Nope, not yet. Let's go with what file are we talking about? Main. Can't find RX. Oh, okay. We are passing that from somewhere. Not actually using it, so I could. Huh. Which RX were we passing in? Have we even created it yet? Here we go. Ink store RX. Possibly a clone. Do I need to clone it? Use of moved value config. Yeah, doesn't implement copy. Yeah, but I'm cloning it. What is your problem with my syntax? I'm cloning it in all the others. Arc new config clone. Arc new config clone. Arc new config clone. Oh, right. It's because I don't have a separate function doing it like this other one. Yeah. Um, you know what? I don't care about that right now. Let's just do let C equals arc new config clone C. Still a problem apparently. So many clones, can't keep track of them all. Same problem. Oh, they are New Zealand, huh? Okay. Yeah, they're enjoying a lot of success, which is kind of cool. It's nice to see them take off. Thank you. My goodness. All right, so I need to extract those into functions at some point. Um, to do fix this shit. Have a good night. Yeah, you too. Enjoy. Thanks for looking. I really appreciate it. Very nice of you. Okay, so that should now build, but we don't pass the TX part of it anywhere. Store TX, which has got to be passed to the event sub, which is incoming. Oh, I do. Nice. Okay, see if it builds yet. It does. Interesting. But it won't. Oh, it's asking for new authorization because I changed the event sub scopes. And we'll check to see what, yeah, eloquent robot needs reauthorizing. Yep. And there he is. He's appeared in chat. Excellent. Cool. Um, so now we need to actually send things in the channel. So I need to use this TX. And we need to do it when we get a message. Currently we're just doing this, but we also need to do dumping to store. And then TX send, I can't actually remember. Yeah, TX send await. And if is error, yeah, okay. Or I could probably just return the error. TX send, the message payload possibly as a clone. So this needs to become message payload. And then we want those two to change. And it's going to be message payload, chatter username, and message payload, message, and I think text. Something like that. And then we can get rid of this, this, and this. Something like that. Oh, can't find TX, really? Oh, I'm in a different function. God damn it. Yeah. So I guess I've got to pass the sender. Or I've got to put it into the event sub struct in some way. Can I do that? Can I go like sender is a sender event? I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. That one. Okay, that's surprisingly okay, so that's good. Where do I create this object? Here we go. sender TX. All right. So down in TX, that needs to become self sender send. The return type is really let equals. Oh, Rust Analyzer. You so slow. Oh, the argument's wrong. What am I sending? Right, I'm supposed to send the event, not the payload. Um, okay. Uh, all right, I'm passing the payload. Oh man. So I basically just need to send the whole thing and deal with it there. Right. Um, yeah. So let's call it payload. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Oh, it is. Whoa. Okay. So back in store, I should be able to still use things. Let's see here. Yeah, this should still work. I'm trying to use match for destructuring a single pattern. Don't worry, little robot. There will be many patterns. This is merely the first. All right, kill that. Try again. Painfully aware that this is using a lot of CPU because I can hear my poor little PC struggling. And robot has initialized. And we will go, aha. Okay, now we have some actual information to work with. So let's make this structured data and just run that one more time. Okay, so cheer is a string with null. Uh, can I cheer 1 bit for myself? I can't cheer on my own channel. Damn it. Okay, so the badges is an array of objects. That's kind of what we wanted, so I think that's good. Um, what about this conversion to a number. Actually, instead of doing this, what about if I just convert sum 1? You finally finished fighting against Google Docs and have somehow won. Congratulations! Impressive. By the way, you have the following badges: GlitchCon 2020 and VIP. You've done Blueprint visual scripting. That's easier than Google Docs. Yeah, yeah, I think you're probably right. But at least you vanquished the extra page in the end. Okay, kill that. Start again. And see what it thinks it'll convert a string with a single number into. Oh, thanks. I appreciate the test message. Okay, broadcaster, subscriber, premium, tier 1. Yeah, so it converts it to a string. Why can't I just convert it to a number? Oh, Flavius. Thank you very much for the tier 1. Unfortunately, don't do it. Don't do it again because it's I'm not actually using that value right now. I'm using a hard-coded value, but it's very nice of you. EVTIA clone. So what is what's the idiomatic way? Actually, this is another Oracle question. Um, the result of a third JSON two string foo is 1. What is the idiomatic Rust way of achieving a JSON number rather than a string? If it was part of a larger structure or comes from a dynamic context, you'll need to ensure it's appropriately typed as a numeric value. It is, but it's in an enum. Or at least I think it's in an enum. Hmm. All right, let's go back to the cheer definition because the Oracle was absolutely no help whatsoever. Uh, cheer, 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 cheer. There we go. Okay, so it's a struct with bits usize. Your resume is an annoying length. It's too long to fit on one page, but choose you want for two. Yeah, I must admit, I know they have that demand that you always fit on one page, but I just honestly, I think I have a two-page resume, and I think I've had it for a long time. And I usually attach a cover letter, and no one's ever complained, but maybe it's more of a US thing than a New Zealand thing. I'm not sure. But good luck with it, man. I hope you find something quickly. Um, are you looking to stay within the same field or? Yeah, I think 1 to 2 pages is fine. You could always just print on both sides, but you risk them not noticing the other side, I suppose. Okay, so we've got. Let's just show the Oracle this. The struct being serialized is this. Um, the serialized value is 1. Actually, maybe it's not. Well, if Sam Field being break into gaming, then yes. Oh, that's really exciting. Um, I'm rooting for you, man. That sounds great. And obviously, it's where your interest lies. Maybe the serialized value isn't. Maybe I should test it by I should test it by do 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 do. I should create a chair. So chair literal bits one. Is that correct? I need to import it probably. Twitch API events up. Yeah, that one. Well, I've failed for a decade so far. I'm sure this time will go differently. I don't think I'd look at it as failing for a decade. That's a really hard legacy to overcome. And you have far more experience on the gaming side now. I mean, look at the projects you can point to now. I mean, you're learning in leaps and bounds. So why wouldn't someone hire you, quite frankly? Cannot create non-exhaustive struct using struct expression. Okay, fine. God damn it. How do I create a cheer? How do I create this payload? It's just to deserialize, right? That's why it's labeled that way. Ugh. Um, what do I need in order to make this work? Actually, Flavius Kid, if you're still listening, would you be willing to donate one more bit when I ask you to? Please feel free to refuse if you'd rather not. Okay, wait one sec. Thank you so much for assisting with my debugging process. I do it myself, but apparently you can't give a bit to your own channel, which is kind of annoying. Oh wait, I could just, well, yeah, I could use a fake account, but if you're willing to part with one bit, give me 2 secs. Make sure it builds before I do anything else. This is all down to my unfamiliarity with Rust deserialization. Is it authenticated? It does seem to be. Okay, yeah, anytime if you'd like to try it. I just want to see how it comes through. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, Now, if you'd like to cheer 10,000, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Okay, so it's deserializing as a struct. Um, so actually, what we want to do is send the value from it. So this should be, uh, yeah, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Cheer bits. I should just send this, right? In fact, I probably don't even need to deserialize it in that case. I can just do that. Uh, Except it's an option. Uh, Tricky. You ever played a game called Grand Theft Auto? I haven't actually. I have never played GTA in any of its many incarnations. I'm going to have to unpack some of these values. I can't just do this. So we're going to go let cheer um, let okay. No. Um, what I want is to retain the option, but mutate the value within. So let cheer equals EV cheer match or match EV cheer sum the bits no sum the bits, not bats, definitely not bats. It would not be bat um or none, something like that. Doesn't like all of it. Unused, can't move, sure. Unused. All right, nice. Cool. So we can get rid of that. Let's unwrap with this again. What's the time? Oh, I need to wrap up. I gotta do the foods. Gotta do the foods. Oh, okay. What do I want it to do? So did you guys see this? This is from last night. Someone drew my little stone character as a like an emoticon, laughing. It was very cool. Um, that was Tursod, who sometimes stops by here. Now, basically, do I still have it? I don't think I do. Um, if I've got Twitch sitting up here, I need my uh, pad out, but it's not plugged in. I have to fix that. Twitch is sending stuff via event sub to me, and I'm harvesting it and putting it in a store. Drawing with a mouse is so hard, I don't know how Thor does it. That's Thor store. Um, and then I'm using a real-time database called Superbase, and I want to fire off notifications every time certain tables change so that anything locally can react to it. One of those things would be the overlay, which I'm going to build in Bivy and Rust. Um, and so it's just harvesting events from the chat and from, you know, follows, subscriptions, bans, that kind of thing, so that the overlay can react to it. Oh, what kind of reaction? Sorry, I'm over explaining. You didn't need this explanation. Um, there's my bot sitting there. So I'm anticipating that I'll do a lot of the things that Streamlabs already does, except handwritten and from scratch because I think that's important. I'm sorry, I can't remember who I've said to what I've said to who. You know what I'm saying. Um, So I'd like a follow animation or a variety of follow animations. Um, I definitely like to celebrate subscriptions. I'd like to make the characters on screen animate um, when I shift between screens. I'd like to spawn resources so that they can go and be mined by people in chat, various chat games and that kind of thing, because it's a crafting survival game, right? So I want kind of to promote that angle. Um, and potentially, I might be able to incorporate some aspects of the game that I'm building if I eventually get back to it into the overlay, which would be really nice and I think a good way of promoting the game. So yeah, sorry, a major sidetrack, but that's kind of where my brain is at the moment. And to be honest, it's just fun and it's interesting and it's challenging. It's teaching me a lot about Rust, and I'm becoming much more familiar with Rust, so that's helping a lot. So I'm persevering. Um, so this is now cheer. And the rest of it, okay, so what's wrong with that? Oh, U size, right. I need I32. Uh, I think it's just something stupid like as by 32. Yeah, learning is good. You're right. Now I have to go and cook tea. Is what needs to happen. So I'm going to read you guys out, or you can feel free not to do that as you like. I'm just going to see who's sticking around. Oh, Maud's still there. Mordecai's awesome. I don't know if you guys already follow him. Uh, he's normally doing Unity stuff, but right now he's doing Roblox stuff. So I'm just going to raid you into there. Thanks very much for hanging out. Appreciate it. Take it easy.